How did the Renaissance change cultural education compared to the medieval period? Breaking news for history enthusiasts. The question on many minds today is how the Renaissance transformed cultural education compared to the medieval period. If you are curious about the evolution of learning during these pivotal times, you are in the right place. Let us unpack the fascinating changes that took place. During the medieval period in Europe, education was primarily under the control of the church. The focus was mainly on religious instruction. Schools were often linked to monasteries or cathedrals. The curriculum revolved around the 7 liberal arts divided into 2 parts, the trivium and the quadrivium. The trivium included grammar, rhetoric, and logic, while the quadrivium consisted of arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. Latin was the language of instruction, making education accessible mainly to clergy and some nobles. The primary aim was to prepare individuals for religious life or administrative roles within the church or feudal system. Education was limited in scope and availability. Most teaching was conducted by priests or monks in religious settings. The Renaissance began in the 14th century and flourished in the 15th and 16th centuries. This period marked a significant shift in cultural education by reviving classical knowledge from ancient Greece and Rome. Humanism became the central theme, emphasizing the study of humanities such as literature, history, philosophy, and art. Education began to expand beyond the clergy to include the emerging middle class and secular scholars. The use of vernacular languages increased, making learning more accessible to a broader audience. Renaissance education encouraged critical thinking and individual potential, contrasting sharply with the medieval focus on religious doctrine. New schools and universities were established during this time, featuring curricula that included classical texts and scientific inquiry. This shift allowed for a more diverse and human-centered approach to education. The Renaissance truly marked a transition from the medieval model of clerical education to one that valued classical learning and secular subjects. In essence, the Renaissance changed cultural education by broadening its scope and making it more accessible to various social classes. It moved away from a primarily religious framework to one that celebrated human achievement and knowledge. The impact of this transformation is still felt in educational systems today. If you want to understand how these historical shifts continue to influence modern education, keep watching.